You know, every now and then something pops up in the golf world that just makes you stop and say, whoa, what is that? Well, today we're diving into a golf bag that does exactly that. Its design is so out there you just have to take a closer look.
And I am not kidding around here. When a reviewer who's seen it all, tested everything, calls something the craziest golf bag we have ever tested, well, you know this is going to be fun. That's a huge statement.
And it's not just one person saying that. The first impression seems to be pretty universal. Shock. People are calling it the oddest golf bag they've ever laid eyes on. But you know, odd isn't always a bad thing, right? So that's the big question we're tackling today. Is this thing just weird for the sake of being weird, or is it actually one of the coolest, most brilliant pieces of gear to come out in a long time? Let's break it all down and see what's what.
All right, first things first, we've got to talk about how this bag looks. I mean, with this thing, the design is the first thing that hits you. And believe me, you cannot ignore it.
And that first impression is, well, it's a wild one. The reviewer's immediate thought was that it looks like the Iron Throne from Game of Thrones. Seriously, you can totally see it, right? All those spiky, separated holders for the clubs give it this super aggressive, almost futuristic vibe that kind of sets the stage for what this bag is all about.
But that crazy look isn't just for show. Oh no, it all serves a very specific purpose. It's all built around the core idea that actually gives this bag its name, the Neverlooz system.
So what's the big problem this bag is trying to solve? It's something every single one of us who plays golf knows all too well. That constant clanking and rattling of your clubs in the cart. Ugh, it's not just annoying, right? It can actually chip and damage your expensive shafts. Well, the Neverlooz bag promises to get rid of that forever. We're talking total silence, with every club locked down and secure.
And you know what? The system itself is actually super simple. It's just 3 steps. You find the slot for your club, you push it down, you hear a little click, and boom, it's locked in, totally secure. Then, to get it out, you just press a little clip with your thumb, and the club pops right up into your hand. It's all designed to be a really quick, one-handed move.
And get this, the company really stands behind this whole system. It holds up to 15 clubs, so your entire set fits no problem. The clips themselves, you can move them around on the frame to get the perfect fit. But here's the best part. There's a lifetime warranty on all the clips. A lifetime warranty. So if one ever breaks, they'll just send you a new one. Oh, and it even works with those super fat putter grips, which is a huge plus.
Okay, so the locking system is obviously the main event. But a golf bag has to do more than just hold clubs, right? Let's check out how it handles the other big job, carrying all your gear.
And wow, for all the attention paid to the top, this thing is an absolute monster when it comes to storage. I'm talking almost 20 pockets. They've used basically every square inch of this bag to give you a place to put your stuff.
And just to give you an idea of what that means, one of the cooler pockets is so big it can fit a giant 64-ounce water bottle. A 64-ounce. Yeah, you're definitely not going to go thirsty on the course with this bag, that's for sure.
Here's another really cool, really clever feature. They call it the Exoskin. Basically, the entire outside of the bag, the whole shell, is replaceable. It's like a skin you can take off. So let's say you get a white bag and it gets scuffed up, or maybe you just get tired of the color. You can just order a new skin, swap it out, and it's like you have a brand new bag. How smart is that?
All right, so all that stuff sounds great in theory, right? But what's it actually like to use on the course? Let's dive into the real-world pros and cons, the stuff you really need to know before you'd even think about buying one.
Okay, on the plus side, the biggest win is the silence. It is completely, totally silent. It actually works. The look, obviously, is a huge conversation starter, and we talked about how customizable it is. What's kind of shocking is that it's also pretty lightweight, only about 6 or 7 pounds. Now, for the things to keep in mind, it's not really designed for push carts. It's also a lot taller than a normal bag, like 6 to 8 inches taller, and yeah, there's definitely a bit of a learning curve to using it.
And that brings us to a really important point about owning this bag. You just have to be prepared for a lot of comments. Seriously, the reviewer said people were coming up to him constantly, on the range, on the course, even in the parking lot, asking, what is that thing? So yeah, if you're shy, maybe this isn't the bag for you. It's a real head turner.
So about that learning curve I mentioned, the biggest issue, if you can even call it that, is just you. It's all about muscle memory. For your first few rounds, you're going to find yourself grabbing a club and trying to just yank it out like you always do before you remember, oh, right, I have to press the clip. It's not a design flaw at all. It's just building a new habit.
Okay, so we've looked at the wild design, the super cool features, and how it actually performs out on the course. So let's wrap this up. Who is this bag really for?
So let's break it down. If you're a traditionalist, someone who loves that classic old-school look, this probably isn't your bag. But if you're the kind of person who loves new tech, who gets excited about innovation, this is right up your alley. And if you are someone who just cannot stand the sound of your clubs rattling around, well, this bag was practically made for you.
You know, after weeks of testing, the final verdict from the review was just glowing. They called it one of the coolest golf bags in a long, long time and an absolute home run. And that just goes to show, once you get past that initial, whoa, that looks weird, reaction, the actual function and the smart ideas behind it really shine.
And really, that's the bottom line here. This bag isn't just a small update to an old design. It's a complete reinvention of what a golf bag can be. It's built for the golfer who loves it when a company pushes the envelope and isn't afraid to do something completely different to fix a problem we've all just accepted for years.
I mean, think about it. For decades, a golf bag has basically been the same thing. A tube with some dividers in it. The Neverlooz completely challenges that idea. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other piece of golf equipment that we use every day is just waiting for someone to come along with a radical, maybe even a crazy, new idea to completely redesign it?